Hello everyone, this is Victor here. Welcome to the Intelligent Investor channel, where you will learn about stock investing and personal finance that will help you become a great investor. In today's video, I am going to talk about Virgin Galactic stock. I am going to talk about, is Virgin Galactic stock a buy or should you stay away from the stock? In today's video, I am going to cover these topics. First, why Virgin Galactic stock skyrocketed 417% earlier this year in 2020. And why it crashed 71.9% right afterward between February 19th, 2020 and March 19th, 2020. Second, why Virgin Galactic went public using a bank check company known as a Special Purpose Acquisition Company SPAC, instead of using the traditional IPO process. Third, what are Virgin Galactic's vision and long-term growth prospects? Fourth, when will Virgin Galactic start generating revenues? Fifth, what are Virgin Galactic's risks? Sixth, conclusion. Should you buy Virgin Galactic stock or stay away from it? Now, if you like this video, remember to hit the like button and subscribe. I will continue to make many great videos about stock investing and personal finance that will help you become a great investor. Also, if you want me to take a look at a tech stock that has a lot of growth potential, let me know. I will see if I can analyze the stock for you. Let's start. First, why Virgin Galactic stock skyrocketed 417% earlier this year in 2020 and crashed 71.9% between February 19, 2020 and March 19, 2020. The biggest reason was that Virgin Galactic was the hottest high-flying stock on Wall Street right before the pandemic sell-off in February and March this year. Before the pandemic sell-off, the stock skyrocketed 417% in less than 3 months, which should be a red flag for many investors. Investors were speculating that the company will have a huge revenue growth potential in the new space tourism industry. One thing most investors ignore was that the company has not made any revenues from the human spaceflight yet. Virgin Galactic is still a startup company with no revenues from commercialized human spaceflight yet, even though Virgin Galactic expects that its suborbital spaceflight service will become the company's main revenue source within a couple of years. The company is still testing its Spaceship 2 spaceflight system, which consists of the White Knight 2, the mothership, and the Spaceship 2, the main spaceship. So when the pandemic sell-off started, all the stocks in the aerospace industry, including space tourism, were impacted the most compared to all other industries. The S&P 500 dropped 33.92% during the pandemic sell-off, while Virgin Galactic stock dropped 71.9% during the same period. At the time of making this video, Virgin Galactic's market cap of $5.29 billion or $22 per share seems to be much more reasonable than earlier this year when the stock was trading at $37 per share. Second, if you're thinking about investing in Virgin Galactic, you may wonder, why did Virgin Galactic go public using a blank check company known as a Special Purpose Acquisition Company SPAC instead of following the traditional IPO process? Now, before I answer this question, let me explain what a SPAC is. According to Investopedia, a Special Purpose Acquisition Company, SPAC, is a company with no commercial operations that is formed strictly to raise capital through an initial public offering IPO for the purpose of acquiring an existing company. A SPAC is also known as a blank check company. A SPAC is formed to raise money through an initial public offering to buy another company. SPACs have 2 years to complete an acquisition, or they must return their funds to investors. The answer is very simple. Virgin Galactic is still a startup company with a working prototype known as the Spaceship 2 spaceflight system, which consists of the White Knight 2, the mothership, and the Spaceship 2 vehicle, the main spaceship that carries customers and astronauts to the suborbital space. The company does not have a strong balance sheet yet and has not produced revenue from human spaceflight yet. Now, if you look at the latest financial here, you'll see the company has not generated any revenue in Q2 2020 and Q3 2020. If you look at the latest 2019 annual report here, you will see the company only had revenue of 3.78 million in 2019 and 2.85 million in 2018, mainly from flying payloads for the US government. What does all of this mean to you as an investor? It simply means that Virgin Galactic would not be able to raise capital through the traditional IPO process because the company is still in the startup stage with no sustainable revenue yet. Raising capital through a special purpose acquisition company SPAC would be much easier and faster than the traditional IPO process, although the cost of a SPAC tends to be much higher. Third, what are Virgin Galactic's vision and long-term growth prospects? Virgin Galactic's vision is to bring space tourism to the masses using reusable space vehicles, beginning with the company's current Spaceship 2 space flight system. Virgin Galactic currently focuses on suborbital tourism, bring humans into space to see the Earth and to experience several minutes of weightlessness or zero gravity, then bring humans back safely to Earth. If we compare Sir Richard Branson's Virgin Galactic with all their two main competitors, Elon Musk's SpaceX and Jeff Bezos' Blue Origin, SpaceX is much more advanced because SpaceX has already achieved orbital flight in the Crew Demo 2 mission on May 30th, 2020, sending NASA's astronauts to the International Space Station using the Falcon 9 rocket and the Crew Dragon capsule, and then sending NASA astronauts back safely to Earth. In comparison, Virgin Galactic and Blue Origin are still testing their spaceships for suborbital tourism. In terms of Virgin Galactic's long-term economic growth, here is what the CEO of Virgin Galactic said in the latest Q3 2020 earnings call. He said, "The first chapter of Virgin Galactic has been to accomplish an incredibly difficult task, creating a space flight system that can fly humans to space, give them a gift of a changed perspective, and then bring them safely home. We are closely to completing this task, and the team has done an incredible job to bring us to this point. The next chapter of Virgin Galactic is to use this system to bring thousands and thousands of people to space and deliver a purpose of opening space to change the world for good. At a recent objective, we are embarking on a multi-year effort that will lead to flying not once a month or even once a week. The target is flying 400 flights per year per spaceport." Then he went on saying, "The approach we are taking suggests we could generate meaningful revenues of 1 billion a year per spaceport. And a fully utilized spaceport can create an incredibly powerful economic engine, an engine that will come first to New Mexico, but also an engine that should have great appeal across other locations in the world." Right now, Virgin Galactic has one commercial spaceport in New Mexico, US. Virgin Galactic CEO is very bullish about flying 400 flights per year per spaceport, and he believes that each spaceport can generate about 1 billion of revenue per year. And for this to happen, he stated that Virgin Galactic must change from focusing on research and development to increasing production of their White Knight 2, the Spaceship 2, and their hybrid rocket motor. Virgin Galactic CEO also believes that Virgin Galactic is currently supply constrained. He believes that there is a large demand for Virgin Galactic's suborbital spaceflight service and not enough supply to meet the company's customer demand. For instance, Virgin Galactic currently has 600 customers who already bought the space flight ticket in advance. That is about $250,000 per ticket. This means the company should recognize a total revenue of 150 million once the company is able to fly their 600 customers to space and to bring them back safely to Earth. Virgin Galactic also stated that they have almost 900 people who have paid 1,000 deposits to show that they are interested in becoming future astronauts, and who are interested in buying the space flight ticket for $250,000 each. Now, another important development is that Virgin Galactic's founder, Sir Richard Branson, is planning to test flight in late Q1 2021. This will be a very important milestone because if everything goes well, it will give a huge confidence boost to investors as well as Virgin Galactic's loyal customers who have been waiting to experience suborbital spaceflight for many years. The company also stated that it will restart ticket sales following Sir Richard Branson's flight in Q1 2020. As of now, Virgin Galactic is targeting high net worth customers with a net worth of 10 million or more, who are willing to pay $250,000 per ticket. The company estimates there are approximately 2 million individuals with a net worth of more than 10 million as of 2020, and there should be 2.38 million individuals with a net worth of more than 10 million by 2023. According to Virgin Galactic's Q4 2019 total addressable market presentation, the company is planning to serve around 0.1% of the high net worth individuals by 2023. This means space tourism is a very niche market for the high net worth customers, not for the masses yet. If Virgin Galactic can serve 0.1% of the 2.38 million high net worth population by 2023, then Virgin Galactic should have 2,380 customers by 2023. It also means Virgin Galactic's revenue from space flight should be approximately $595 million by 2023, not including other revenue sources outside of ticket sales. I believe Virgin Galactic's total addressable market projection is a bit too optimistic, because Virgin Galactic is still testing its space flight system to make sure it is safe, and the company has not sent any customers to suborbital spaceflight yet, not until at least after Sir Richard Branson completes his first flight test in Q1 2021. The company will need to produce many more reusable spaceships that are safe enough, that also have a high turnaround rate to serve its estimated 2,380 customers, or 0.1% of the 2.28 million high net worth population. I don't think all these milestones will happen within 3 years by 2023. I think a more reasonable time frame for Virgin Galactic's business model and spaceflight system to become established is 5 to 10 years. Then through economies of scale, Virgin Galactic can lower the ticket price and start targeting customers with a net worth of 1 to 5 million. Virgin Galactic estimates that there are approximately 37.1 million individuals with a net worth of between 1 million and 5 million. Fourth, if you're a finance person like I am, you may wonder, when will Virgin Galactic start making consistent revenues and start making profits? The earliest time Virgin Galactic can start generating spaceflight revenue is after Sir Richard Branson completes his first spaceflight in Q1 2020. Again, if everything goes well, Virgin Galactic may take at least several months to a year before it starts flying its first customer to suborbital space and bring the customer back safely to Earth. This means Virgin Galactic will probably have spaceflight revenue by the end of 2021 or even 2022. Now, it's very hard to predict when Virgin Galactic will start generating consistent revenue from space flights and let alone making any profit. The timing really depends on how safe the company's spaceflight system is, FAA's review of the spaceflight test, the COVID-19 impact, and how long it takes the company to manufacture more spaceships, including the mothership Y92, the main spaceship, Spaceship 2, and the rocket motors. If I have to estimate when Virgin Galactic will start making consistent revenue, I believe it will take the company another 5 years to start generating consistent revenue each quarter from flying customers to suborbital space and bring them back safely to Earth. And it may take the company another 10 years before it can become profitable. Building a space tourism company is very risky and very capital intensive. It requires years of research and testing to make sure the company's spaceflight system is safe for passengers and future astronauts. It also requires the company to invest billions of dollars for many years before the company can start making revenues. This is why I think it may take Virgin Galactic 5 to 10 years before it can start making consistent revenues, or let alone making any profits. Fifth, what are the risks you should consider if you want to invest in Virgin Galactic stock? Virgin Galactic's biggest risk is making sure its spaceflight system is safe for future passengers. Like any other space tourism company or aerospace company, putting customer safety is always the #1 priority. Traveling to space is still risky for many customers because the spaceflight technology is not fully established and not mature yet, unlike air travel. It will take decades before suborbital space tourism becomes as common as air travel. If Virgin Galactic spaceflight test fail for whatever reason, hopefully not, the stock price will definitely drop a lot until the company fixes its spaceflight system. The second biggest risk is that Virgin Galactic is still burning cash every quarter. Now, if you look at the latest Q3 2020 financial statement here, I have highlighted the red areas representing the amount of cash Virgin Galactic used every quarter in 2020. You will see the company spent $58.6 million in cash in Q3 2020 and $57.68 million in Q2 2020 when the company did not generate any revenue. As of Q3 2020, the company had cash of $742 million. Now, what does this mean to investors? If Virgin Galactic continues to spend about $58.6 million every quarter, the company can last for approximately 12 quarters or 3 years without generating revenue. Of course, Virgin Galactic always has the option of raising more capital by selling more shares, which will dilute existing shareholders' ownership. Conclusion: should you buy Virgin Galactic stock or stay away from it? First, I do not have any positions in Virgin Galactic stock. I will not invest in Virgin Galactic stock now because the company is still in the startup stage, and because the company does not have any consistent revenue growth yet. I like to invest in high growth tech companies with consistent revenue growth each quarter. Virgin Galactic may take 5 to 10 years before flying customers to space consistently every quarter. After Sir Richard Branson finishes his spaceflight in Q1 2021, Virgin Galactic still needs to do more flight tests before sending its first customer to suborbital space. A space tourism company always needs billions of capital to invest upfront, and there are a lot of risk involved, especially safety risk. But I believe Virgin Galactic, like SpaceX and Blue Origin, will help space tourism become as normal as air travel. Hopefully, Virgin Galactic will succeed within the next 5 years. If the company starts generating consistent revenue growth every quarter, then I may consider investing in the stock. Otherwise, I will stay away from the stock. Now, if you like this video, hit the like button and subscribe. I will continue to make many great videos about stock investing and personal finance that will help you become a great investor. This is Victor from the Intelligent Investor channel. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in my next video.